Welcome into the In the Money podcast for Friday, October 11th at Keeneland. Tom Leach, along with Jim Goodman, Keeneland's Director of Wagering Development. Have a stake on the Friday card that we'll look at first, and then the late pick four. The stake is the Grade 3 Buffalo Trace, Franklin County. Fillies and Mares going 5.5 furlongs on the turf. Big field, Hot Shot Anna. I saw Marty McGee wrote in the Daily Racing Forum that the trainer was hoping that she could get at an allowance race on Saturday, so she may scratch out of there. But otherwise, it's going to be a nice full field for the Buffalo Trace Franklin County, well-matched group. So, Jim, who do you like?
There's a lot of different running styles in here, too, and I like about three horses, but my top pick is Morticia, the three-horse for Rusty Arnold. I love this horse at Kentucky Downs last time out in the ladies' sprint, and they were talking to Rusty before the race. The horse had run really poorly at Saratoga based on, it went off an even money favorite both times and didn't win either one. And they were talking to Rusty before the race, and he said she just didn't like Saratoga much. And if you take those two races out, she's as consistent as anybody. So I'm going to take her on top. Morticia is going to be my win bet in here. But I'm also going to use a number of other horses in the pick five, and I think there are a lot of horses that you can go a lot of different ways in here. Violent Times for Jose Ortiz. I love Violence. Fillies coming on the turf, and this horse ran well at Saratoga. Got beat the nose and then came back and won an optional $62,000. So Violent Times has got to be putting your tickets. I think Alexandra for Neil Drysdale, who finished right behind Morticia last time out and has beaten her a couple of times, is a must-use. Girls Know Best, the 11 horse is the other one. Eddie Canelli trains this horse, and she has got speed galore. She's never been behind one time in the very one on a sloppy track, but on the turf, she's never been behind in the last 12 races at first call. So Lannery's going to boot her out of the 11 hole. I think she's got enough speed to get the lead. I don't know if she can hold on at 5.5 against this kind of field, but got to use her as well. And then Goldwood, 10 horse shipping in from Laurel, got some really nice figures. Don't know much about her or the trainer, Duarte, but that's the ones I'm going to use. Hot Shot Anna, as you mentioned, may scratch out, but if she's in there, I'm going to use her just because of the back class, and then she just knows how to win. But Morticia is my win pick in the Buffalo Trace Franklin County. It's a great race, I think.
Yeah, it is. I like Morticia a lot. I ended up using Alexandra on top because she rallied against the speed bias down at Kentucky Downs. And Rosario's riding this horse, and he's won on her 3 times. And I think he rides turf sprints exceptionally well. And so I'm going to try that one. But the more I've looked at this race, I think the 10's got a big shot, just having won 5 in a row. And you look back, she ran against some of these, Morticia included, back, I think, last December down at Gulfstream, and ran okay, but looks to be a much better horse since then. And it seems like these turf sprinters, when they get good, they can stay good for a while. So I think that one's got a big shot as well. I have a little bit me on my ticket for Baltus. Girls Know Best for Keneally. Not wild about that 11 post, but I think that's a high-quality horse. And then Hot Shot Anna, if she runs, I think she's got a shot to hit the board, maybe not a win shot, but a shot to hit the board at a price. I always go back to in full field turf sprints. Jeremy Plunk always has this stat at his page at the expert picks selection at Keeneland.com or section that for whatever reason, I think it's posts 3, 4, and 5 in these full field turf sprints outperform what they should statistically. So if you find a horse that looks like it's got a little bit of ability at a big price, you can sometimes throw something in. So that means Morticia's obviously well drawn as well in this spot. So Alexandra for me in a wide open edition of the Buffalo Trace Franklin County. So Jim, let's go to the pick 4. Starts in the 7th race with a non-winners of 1 allowance going a mile. You got a 6.5 furlong maiden in the 8th and a $7,500 claiming around 2 turns to finish up. Take us through your pick 4 starting in race 7.
Yeah, I thought 2 of those races were very tough. I've got a single in one of them. It's not the 7th race, though. That's an allowance on the turf that's a very competitive race. I use Proliferate for Mark Cassey, the 1 horse. I use Jazar for John Ortiz, the 3. The 5 horse Busy Channel for Florent Giroux and Larry Ravelli, the 6-horse Chewing Gum for Bill Mott, and the 9-horse Shooting the Breeze for Graham Motion. And I think that Busy Channel and and Proliferate, the inside horse, are probably my picks. But I really like Chewing Gum. Horse beat Hard Count that showed up here yesterday, and in a nice win, a maiden special weight down in Kentucky Downs. So if he transfers that form to the Keeneland turf, he's going to be really tough too. But I thought he was wide open. So 1, 3, 5, 6, 9. I'm going to single the 9-horse in the second race, the maiden special weight for 6.5 furlongs, maiden special weight for 3-year-olds and up. Young Phillip for Florent Giroux and Phil D'Amato. Almost won at Churchill at 7 furlongs. I think the 6.5 doesn't hurt on the cutback, and Giroux rides the horse again. Ran against a horse called Tank Commander, who comes back in a better race for Keeneland later on the card. So I think Young Phillip is a single there. I'm going to use 6 horses in the Buffalo Trace: 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 10, 11. 7 horses if they go ahead and run the 5, and then the 1, 3, 4, 9 in the last. Violent Times. The entry. I'm looking at the 9th race. So 1, 3, 4, 9. The entry, Satellite and Junket, if both of them go. The 3-horse Sumner for Joe Sharp. The 4-horse Whole Lot of Luck for Corey Lannery, and the 9-horse Stormy Pacific for B.J. Hernandez. So my pick 4 ticket is 1, 3, 5, 6, 9 with 9, with 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 10, 11, with 1, 3, 4, 9 for $70.
I kind of like Shooting the Breeze in that first leg. This horse ran against horses like Valid Point and English Bee, who are both stakes winners, and horses run well here. So that's the one I like to win the 7th, but I also want to use Proliferate and Strike, and the latter is mainly for the Graham Motion Javier Castellano combo. And I had trouble paring this ticket down, so Busy Channel would have been my next one. So if for some reason one of the top 3 scratches, you could move in Busy Channel. In the 8th race, I'm going 4 deep. Young Phillip is my second choice. I'm going to try to beat him with Bueno, who had trouble at the start last time. And the thing that I like, just trying to look for a price here, this horse was really heavily bet. I think it was under 4 to 1 in his first start in 14 months. And it's for Ian Wilkes, who's not a guy noted for having him ready to fire right off the layoff. He usually has, his horses are better with as a first-time starter or off a layoff with a race under their belt. So with that betting action, I'm going to take Bueno, but Young Phillip, I'm also going to use Muda Camille for Chad Brown, and Luna's in Charge. And then in the Buffalo Trace Franklin County, I wanted to go deeper, but I stopped with Alexandra and Morticia. And, the more I've looked at this, I'm going to have to add Goldwood, so I'm going to go 3 deep in there. And then in the last leg, didn't have a strong opinion. Satellite I liked off that last race. Whole Lot of Luck due to his charm. And Tashi I would throw in. So that's 3 by 4 by 3. And then that's, 144 for $1, so a $72 ticket. And, it's a tough card, I thought, to play this late pick 4. Just couldn't find anybody to really narrow down too much on. So 1, 9, 11 with 2, 4, 5, 9 with 2, 3 with 1, 2, 4, 5 with 2, 3, 10 with 1, 2, 4, 5 for me. Best of luck with your wagers. We've got the final grade 1 of the fall meet coming up on Saturday, and we'll be back to talk about it in our next edition of the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com.